Raise your hand if you would like to age in reverse. Yeah, me too. And listen, I'm not just talking about our looks, which obviously it's nice to shave a few years off of your appearance, but I'm talking about our energy, our vitality, and even our longevity. Hello, gorgeous girl. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Tracy. I am 49 years old and I am a mom to a 5-year-old. I run a very busy business. And like probably most of you, I really want to look and feel my best. And I have a really strong motivator, and that's called my daughter, who's 5, right? I want to live a really long life and not just look great, but I want to feel great. I want to have energy. I want to have living room dance parties with her well into my 70s, 80s, and even 90s. So think of me as your menopausal big sister. Yes, I've been in menopause for 2 years now, and I'm gonna really be spilling some of my best juicy secrets so that you can look and feel your best and reverse your cellular age. And you're gonna wanna stay to the end of this video because at the end, I'm gonna share with you exactly how you can track that you have indeed, by research, reduced your cellular age, and that's what we all want, right? So first things first, let's talk about what cellular aging actually means. So on our chromosomes, we all have these tiny little protective caps, and those are called telomeres. It's kind of like the end of a shoelace. You know that little part that kind of wraps around and keeps it together? Well, that's sort of like what a telomere is. And when we age, or if we have disease, those telomeres start fraying and actually getting shorter. And that's what causes cellular aging. But don't worry, there are things that we can do about it, so let's get into the 10 habits of women that know how to age in reverse. The next secret of women that age in reverse is eating a Mediterranean diet and making sure that they're really well hydrated. Now, I don't have to tell you this. We have done a million videos all about this, and you can check out those videos after this. However, by now you know that you gotta be eating the rainbow. You wanna be getting in those phytonutrients, those antioxidants, really filling yourself up with fiber and life-giving food. But hydration is one key factor that's gonna shave years off your cellular age. And in my opinion, it's just not talked about enough. So if you're like me and you struggle with drinking enough water, this is for you. You're gonna wanna listen up. I'm super happy because I partnered with Buoy for today's video. Buoy electrolytes are hydration drops that can be added to any beverage, even hot or cold. They hydrate up to 64% more than water alone, and they're made from high quality sea salt from France that includes 87 ionic trace minerals in their natural state. The mineral-rich salt supports your energy, gut, brain, and skin health. And that's what we all want, right? So here's why this is important. Staying well hydrated, particularly with a focus on electrolytes and minerals, is essential for maintaining optimal cellular function and health. In fact, electrolytes are usually the first thing that's recommended for people with a chronic health condition. But unfortunately, a lot of them are loaded with sugar and other gross ingredients that you just don't need, but not with Buoy. And I love working with a company that really supports doing good, and Buoy offers 35% off for life if you have a chronic condition like Crohn's, autism, ADHD, and more. So check out Buoy. I'll leave all the information down below in the description box, and you'll want to use my code because I've hooked you up with a discount. You're going to save 20% off your first order or your subscription. One of the biggest secrets of women that have reduced their cellular age is through mindfulness meditation. Now look, you're busy, I'm busy. I know you've got probably a bajillion things on your plate. And if you're anything like me, you're probably like, I cannot add another thing to my plate. But if you want to reverse your cellular age, you might want to consider meditation, and here's why. Chronic stress can lead to elevated levels of cortisol, a hormone that, when consistently high, can contribute to cellular aging by shortening those telomeres. Remember when I was talking about that frayed shoelace? But that's not all. Mindfulness meditation, and even just a few minutes a day, can increase our autophagy. So autophagy is basically like our body's way of kind of clearing out the junk. Think of it as like the cleansing system inside of our body. It gets rid of cells and damage and things that we just don't want in our body anymore. Obviously, I'm really dumbing this down. Enhancing autophagy through lifestyle interventions like exercise, fasting, and even certain dietary choices has been linked to increased lifespan and improved health span in various studies. Now, if you're a regular watcher of my channel, you might say, fasting? Tracy, you say that you don't do intermittent fasting. I don't do intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting has been shown to increase autophagy, but there are other ways to increase your autophagy, and meditation has been shown that it can improve our autophagy. So that is enough to give yourself just 5 minutes. Just set a timer on your phone and give yourself 5 minutes of silence. It is just like giving your cells a bath, regenerating yourself, and it's gonna make you just feel so good. So the next habit of women that age in reverse is social engagement. Do not underestimate the power of having your girlfriends. So grab a coffee, join a book club, or get active in the comments here. You know, one of my favorite parts about YouTube is the community that we're building. And I truly think of most of you as my friends. We're building something really special, but make sure that you're doing stuff IRL. Just make sure that you're doing something that gets you connected. Now, you know, if we think about people that really age well and are healthy and, you know, seem like they're just really thriving in their 80s, 90s, and beyond, I think of places like the Blue Zones. And, you know, it's no secret that I love going to Southern Italy. And I always find that that kind of feeling of community, you know, the place that I go, it's a really small town. And, you know, if one person passes away, or if one person gets ill, or if one person's having a problem, the whole town comes together to support them. And that's really the key to longevity. I mean, you'll see people that are in their 90s and they're like bending down to pick something up. They don't have that feeling of like, well, I'm X age, so therefore I'm old. Oh, and there's research to back this up. So I'm gonna actually read what I found from my phone so that I don't get anything wrong here. So a study published in 2008 found that social relationships have a profound impact on health and longevity, right? The analysis of studies over several decades indicated that individuals with strong social ties have a 50% increased likelihood of survival compared to those with weaker social connections. Think about that, 50%. And that's enough for me to call a girlfriend and be like, hey, do you want to meet up? So this study also aligns with the observations in Blue Zones, where community engagement and social interaction are prevalent, enhancing emotional well-being and reducing stress. And that's probably one of the reasons why women tend to outlive men, right? Because we tend to be more connectors, right? We really value our female friendships and our lives that are, you know, a little bit separate from our family as well, right? The next habit to aging in reverse is having a healthy gut microbiome. A happy gut equals a happy and healthy you. So make sure that you're incorporating pre and probiotic foods into your diet. And there's a massive connection, and a really important connection, between your gut health and your brain. And so if you want to live well cognitively, be thinking clearly, not having that brain fog in menopause, it's really important that you're eating foods and supporting your body and your gut health. Now this one, we'll keep it really quick, but getting regular checkups. You know, don't be that person that's too proud to go to the doctor. Don't be that person that's not getting her annual mammogram or getting her skin checked, or, you know, getting your annual exams. You are worth it. I know we've all got a bajillion things on our plate, but you are worth it. Get those things scheduled. Or I like to do it kind of in a season where it's like, it's checkup season, and like for about a month, it's like I'll have 4 or 5 appointments and just get them all done. You are worth it. Now, I know that beauty always does really, really well on my channel here. So it's really important, if you want to age in reverse, that you have found a skincare routine that really works well for you. Everyone's different. Now, you don't want something so complicated that's going to stress you out, because as we know, stressing equals a shorter lifespan. So that's not what I'm talking about, but keeping it really simple. You know, for myself personally, I use a very gentle cleanser, and I've done entire videos all about this. And then I usually like to follow that up with some sort of hydration. So in the form of either a snail serum, or lately I've been really obsessed with hyaluronic acid. It just kind of pumps up the moisture in my skin. Then you want to go to something a little bit thicker. So from there, I'll use something really antioxidant rich. My favorite is herbal face food. I've been talking about it and using it for years and years. It's just so full of antioxidants. It's made from 100% plants, and it really changed the texture and the tone of my skin so much. So I'll also leave that down below in the description box if you want to check it out. And I also do have a code for 30% discount for you on that as well. And then, of course, putting on sunscreen. I prefer mineral sunscreens because they are effective immediately. So my favorite one is the Super Goop. It's just like a little powder, and I'll put that on. And then at night, I do more of like a layering system of products. And I really, really prefer serums to thicker creams. I just feel like my skin is kind of normal, and I feel like if I'm putting a lot of thick creams on, sometimes it just feels like it clogs my skin, whereas serums are so light. I can feel them really absorbing into my skin. Now, sometimes I get a little bit dry, so I'll have to go a little thicker on the neck, the hands, around the eyes. But, you want to always just check in with your skin and use something that really works well for you. So before we continue on, I just want to say a huge thank you again for being here. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It's totally free to do so. And make sure you tell me in the comments if you're a new subscriber. I love welcoming you in. And for everybody, click on that little bell so that you always know when I have a video that goes live. Let's get back into those habits. The next habit to reversing your cellular age is making sure that you have an active lifestyle, and that is separate from your actual workouts. We all know we need to exercise, right? Like this, we don't need to have this video again, right? We know that, but making sure that you're active in your life. So doing little hack things, like making sure that you're walking. If you see a set of stairs in an elevator, if you can, take those stairs. I always think of just those little opportunities to get in just a little bit of extra fitness. It's really gonna add up for your longevity and help to reverse your cellular age. Like I said, I go to this small town in Italy every single summer, and it is like one of those medieval towns, like on the top of a mountain, and everyone's homes are kind of built on top of each other. It's absolutely gorgeous, but there are steps everywhere. So it doesn't matter if you're 9 years old or 90 years old, guess what? There's no elevator. So you're gonna have to take those steps depending on where you live. And I love it because sometimes you'll see like a little Nona just kind of taking a rest, and she's like, piano, piano, because she'll see me kind of going up there really fast. But I'm like, for me, it's like a little bit of extra exercise, and I love it. And that's really key to longevity. Don't subscribe to that idea that like at a certain age, it's time to, stop being active. No way. Just keep it moving, and that's gonna reduce your cellular age. Making sure that you're challenging yourself cognitively is key to reversing your cellular age. This can be so easy, like maybe there's a word game that you like. My mother is 79 years old. She loves doing word searches, right? Maybe you like playing like math games or something like that. It doesn't really matter, but make sure that you are learning new skills and challenging your brain so that you're keeping the brain healthy and active and working. Learning something new is key. And I can't have this video without talking about resistance training. If you want hormonal balance, reduced insulin sensitivity, better moods, sleep, and even reducing your inflammation, you gotta make sure that you're incorporating some resistance training. And that's why I love my fitness membership and community, Total Body Transformation, because we incorporate cardio and resistance training in almost every single workout. We use weights. Some workouts we even use a rebounder, which is super effective and healthy for recalcifying your bones and helping your pelvic floor health. There's so many benefits to it. If you want me to do a whole video about the benefits of rebounding, let me know because I'm happy to do so. But we use resistance bands, we use the Pilates ring, we use so many different things to really challenge you so that you're getting a really good, effective workout that is absolutely going to reverse your cellular age. And the last habit is good quality sleep. Really aim for between 7 to 9 hours of good quality sleep. Now, maybe you're different than me and you want to wear one of those trackers, one of those rings. I feel like that would stress me out more than I need to, but I do know how I feel when I'm making sure that I'm taking my supplements regularly, when I have my sleep mask on, when I'm getting off of my screens and devices, and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wow, that was a really good deep sleep, and I wake up feeling refreshed. And that's what we all want now. But wait, we're not done here. Now we want to get into how do we know that we have effectively reduced our cellular age? Because all of these habits sound really nice, right? But are they actually going to work? Let's get into the data. Now, of course, you'll want to talk to your doctor or specialist to make sure that you can get some of these tests. Some of them might be covered by insurance, some might not. I'm not really sure. However, here are the tests that you can request. We've talked about telomeres. Remember the little shoelace covering, right? You can request a telomere testing, and that's going to tell you exactly what your cellular age is and if you've had damage in those telomeres. And it's super easy to do because it's just through a blood test. If you want to know your biological age, you might want to consider a DNA methylation test. That can be done through a sample of your DNA, and they analyze your DNA and they give you an age estimation based on it. Now, this is the one that probably all of us have, which is our basic biomarker testing. This is going to help to see what your general health is and to alert you of any underlying conditions so that you can actually catch them really early. And also, of course, that's key to longevity, right? And lastly, consider getting a body composition analysis, which often is called a DEXA scan. This is a great scan to see how your bone density is, or if you're, starting to get early signs of osteoporosis, which unfortunately, due to menopause, is really common in women. So we covered a lot in today's video. I feel like this was like a longevity masterclass. I want to hear from you. Which tip was your favorite? What's something new that you're going to start implementing? And also share your stories with me. I want to hear, like, do you have a grandmother that's 99 years old? What are her secrets? I know that there are some like offshoots where it's like she smokes and drinks, you know, alcohol, but I want to hear all of the stories. So let's get active in the comments. And remember, it's not about perfection here. It's always about progress. So even if you're doing one of these things, give yourself a little pat in the back, and you can always stack those habits later on with time. If you want to keep hanging with me here on YouTube, make sure to check out this video next. I'll see you there.